All right, guys. Cheers. We're drawing Spear versus Zombie Spear from Primal season 3. I just finished watching episode 2 of season 3, and we did get that. We got that final dream sequence of these two interacting, and I'm really digging what they're doing with the show. Some people kind of they're not really feeling the zombie spear, but I think it's cool. It's a good way to kind of give the character his swan song because ultimately season 3 was just going to be an anthology, and so that was a cool way to bring it back without it being I don't know, repetitive and by the numbers. And I think making him a zombie really gives it something fresh. But anyways, so we're drawing this, and then this was the layout that I went with, and we're working on it now. As the show goes on, though, like the zombie spear, he's starting to evolve. It's pretty crazy. He's getting more like battle scars and things like that. It's pretty wild. All right, so looking okay. Let me get my guard right here. He finally picked up a spear in the new episode. It's like, oh, he's got his spear. Yeah. I think he one of the episodes too, I think his fingers kind of turned into bone claws. I thought that was kind of cool. Thinking about toying with that idea. Possibly, maybe. There we go. I think I know how I'm going to do this. There we go, like that. Trying to get the arms to look just right. I was saying earlier, there's no wrists. Let me try to fix this real quick. Got my schedule switched up, so there we go. Now I'm off tomorrow, so got to stay up a little bit later and start working on this stuff. So we got the spear. Now I'm thinking about drawing the background. If you guys haven't go watch the episode, I recommend it. He goes up against a bunch of different lions, and there's an alpha, and he's slowly starting to get his memory back. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I might draw some. Kind of thinking of maybe having like something in the background right here. Maybe like that alpha lion, because I think that lion's going to be something that's really important to the show. At least it's like kind of the alpha kind of I think represented a version of him that was the undead version to a certain degree. Yeah, kicking this idea around. I'm probably going to start inking this too in a little bit tonight. Let's see here. Gaming Artful. I think I know you. Yeah, maybe you do. It's a small world out there. No, I don't got that. Right. All right. So now I'm drawing the. In this new episode, he comes into this crazy, this cave. He's being hunted by this worm. They do such a good job of making the episodes seem so epic for like a 20-minute show. A lot goes on. He's fighting basically fighting a sandworm, and then he eventually enters this cave, and it takes him to this like jungle city type thing. It's really really cool. I'm thinking I might keep that right there, and I might go back and reference some of the architecture of it. Just kind of going from memory right now. Yeah, just that. Then I could have like that big ass lion right here, kind of overlooking. That lion was a super lion, kind of overlooking the battle. So he seemed kind of like a seminal character in this season. He had a lot in common with Spear. He's the alpha lion, right? That show never fails to disappoint. I see a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a couple people complaining. Like, is he just going to be a zombie through the whole season? Like, I don't know if that how entertaining that can. It's like, dude, that's so cool. It's so fucking metal. Got the zombie right there. And make him or the lion. Dry horse. Hey, how's it going, Spartan Warrior? Right now, I'm just kind of roughing out a lion right here, and I'm drawing these guys. Spear versus spear. And I'm off tomorrow. Yeah. Love it. Horses are cool, though. In my book, I got a horse. He's a motorcycle horse. His name's Goldmane. He's got 8 legs and probably like 10 exhaust pipes. And his legs are exhaust pipes as well. So, yeah. You guys don't know about my book coming out. It's called HELWÄR. And I'm launching a Kickstarter. It's on a sign up mode right now, so I'm just promoting it. If you guys want to check it out, I got links in the description. It's a Viking biker bounty hunter book. I could show a couple stuff later, but let's see here. Got the lion right there. Get that mane. This lion was huge, man. He was big. So epic. Hey, how's it going, Buzz? Thanks for stopping by, man. You guys can go check out Buzz Azevedo's channel. He's an awesome comic book creator. He's got all kinds of books that you'd like, sci-fi. He's got some badass. He's got a Viking book, superheroes. He's got an anthology that kind of showcases all those. But excellent creator, guys. Check it out. Let's see here. There's that. Okay, I'll just leave that maybe for now. Yeah, that was one of the coolest looking lions I ever seen. I think the lion. I've been seeing a lot of lions lately. Lions are like my spirit animal now. I remember as a kid, I used to love lions. They were like my favorite animal. When I was young, my grandpa was really into them too. Yeah, let me show you guys. Oh, I got this right here. Oh, it's pretty badass. Let me check this out. So, see if I can. It's a lion head. See that? My belt buckle. This is my grandpa's. He had a bunch of these. But yeah, pretty awesome belt. It's real leather. I rock this shit. But I keep getting lion stuff like everywhere this year. I don't know if it's a sign or what, but just popping up just randomly, you know. Yeah, I remember when The Lion King came out. That movie's awesome. I didn't really know it was a ripoff of I think it was an Asian film called Kimba, maybe Japanese. But still a great movie, man. I watched the was it the remake that I think John Favreau probably did or someone did? It was like whatever, you know. I like the cartoon way more. It's just got that magic, you know. Something about lions though, they're pretty cool. Yeah, we're probably gonna leave that like that, but I gotta get the eyeballs in there. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, and it's crazy to know that there was. So you're watching Primal and you're thinking like, oh wow, look, that's a lot of lions, you know. Why are they? Why is there lions in the jungle? And you know, there's not lions aren't in the jungle. They're out in like the you know like the fields and savannas and whatnot. But you start looking back, like doing deep dive, like research. There was lions everywhere, man. Especially like during Roman times, like they had different types of lions. There's lions in places you don't even think of, you know. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there was lions in some types of lions in jungles. It's probable. Yeah, tons of different lions, different species. Yep. I think this back leg might not be able to be visible from this perspective. I just have to get rid of that back leg right there, like that. Might be possible. I have to go check it out. I'm gonna check out the leg anatomy of lions, but I wanted to kind of just pull this out of my head, see if I could do it. I always try to see how much I could draw from memory. You know, I think that's important without having to use a reference. And this thing's got to be super buff. That's another thing. You got to be able to sell that from the background. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I could do maybe one of these. And there's just so many like cool shots that I want to draw, like from Primal, him fighting that lion because he gets the spear, dude. He there's a it's like there's a scene where he sees his former self like this, you know, and he's got the spear, and he's walking up bringing the spear, and then he touches the zombie's spear touches the human spear the tip, you know, and he kind of the dream turns into a nightmare, and then later on in the episode, it's like a foreshadow to him finding finding a spear to kill this lion, you know. And once he gets that spear, like memories are starting to come to him, and he's been bewitched by a sorcerer, and you know that's why he's still alive. And the sorcerer was controlling him, and then the sorcerer got murked, and so he's kind of just stuck, wandering the earth. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we got that up there. Little lion skis right there. I put a little bit of. I do some temple stuff in the background. I might have to ref some of that and check that out and see. Bruce Wayne the Gray. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. Drawing a little primal action right now. Yeah. Thanks for hitting the liking and subscribing, guys. You guys are cool. All right. And it was in some type of some temple. So this piece is turning into an episode to what is it? Not an homage, but dedication, kind of inspired by. Yeah. That I think episode 2 is very important. Same thing with Conan. There's a lot of like things that happen in the stories that I'd like to draw. Just little scenes from the books, you know, that other people have drawn. Like Frazetta, he's like the rogues in the house where he's fighting Thack. I think that would be fun to draw. Him fighting some those winged beasts from like the Queen of the Black Coast. There's a scene from Beyond the Black River, like where he like it's just a brutal scene where he like snaps this bad guy's like wrist and picks him up in the air and then body slams him, like gives him like a tombstone. So many like epic scenes. There's a scene in the how's it going, TC? In the Scarlet Citadel where he jumps on a dragon and flies that. I think that's so cool. You get the one dragon scene in all of the OG Conan stories, and then it's controlled by a wizard. So he's like, what the fuck? But he has nowhere else to go. He escaped from literally a dungeon with this wizard and or sorcerer, and he's like, fuck, okay, whatever. I'm gonna fly this dragon back home to my kingdom, and I'm gonna help out my people. And he does, and then he flies. He makes a pit stop and recruits a bunch of other people. Conan's such a goat. Conan the goat. There you go. Clean that up a little bit right there. All right, so we got a little bit of that. I might even come through with a little bit more of this like that. I could seem a little mess with the background. I love my backgrounds. Gotta have your backgrounds. I don't know, maybe a little. I want this to look a little more dream-esque. Let me put a vine right here, kind of hanging down. I would like to write a Conan story one day. That'd be pretty cool. At least one. Hey, how's it going, TV2? Thanks for stopping by. Cheers. Hope it's good wherever you're at right now. So we're doing some vineage right here. Try to do that. Let's see your winter here in West Michigan, but hanging out though. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's where my family's from. My dad's side, they're from Dearborn, or they were. That's where they hail from. They left and came out here to out here to Los Angeles. Was it in the 50s or the? No, it'd have to be the 60s. Yeah, the mid 60s we came out here. Interesting place though. On the west side. We got a lot of pizza out there. All of our big pizzas came out. All the big chains, you know. I think I don't have to tell you that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I love me some pizza. Might have to pick up a pie tomorrow. Yeah, when I love pizza, like I don't know, I go through these like pizza years, you know. Like right now, I'm kind of chilling on the pizza, but when I could eat it, I really don't pizza shame. Like I like all pizza. I feel like it all has merit, you know. I was sitting one day trying to think about what pizza don't I like, you know. What pizza do I not like? And so I'm thinking, what's the worst, like the grossest pizza? And I'm thinking, oh, it was the pizza from the cafeteria from elementary school, you know. But now I'm thinking, yeah, but I could probably eat that pizza. It's not that bad. And it was always these like square cheese, all cheese pizzas. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm using a mechanical pencil. This is a Pentel 0.5. You can get them for like $6 at Hobby Lobby. I like them too because like they always have lead, and I just like to I press down pretty hard on the lead. So yeah, I think it is HB. Let me see here. I'll show you the exact lead I got. Yeah, this is it right here, and it's the Pentel lead. Both you can get at Hobby Lobby, just right next to each other. Yeah, there we go. Boom. You know, you get that little pack right there, and last. It's you could be kind of heavy with it. Like a lot of people like microns. I do too. I think they're really good, but I can't be too heavy with not microns with sorry Copics. Those pins. I snap them like I snap them really quick. So I like using microns, and same thing with like the leads. Like I like this lead's like a middle size, so it's just perfect for me, you know. And I could go really light with it too, or I could really put the weight down on it too, you know. Yeah. Okay, so we got that line right there. I'm just I'm gonna start inking this, but I wanna kind of start setting up the background, you know, and seeing what I want to do with it. I like my regular pencils, but yeah, sharpening gets tedious. Oh yeah, definitely. I like, you know, messing around with all that. I do the blue pencil too sometimes. When I was working on my comic, there was just certain scenes where I was just like, you know what, I'm going to come at it with the blue pencil, and then I'm going to hit it with this one right after. And I did that on 3 pages of my book, the new one, HELWÄR. I think it was at least 3 pages, and it was fun. It was a fun experience, you know. Even just a regular, I use just like the Stettler, you know, with the where's it at? I got it right here. This is my little pencil box. Let's see. Yeah, this one right here, that blue lead holder. I got regular. Is that blue lead in there? Yeah, I still got some blue lead. But I think this is cool for like if you're going to be doing a lot of organic like stuff. Like I could have used the blue lead for this one. Most of the stuff I could do that I like to draw on the streams, I could probably use the blue lead. But I like to chill and take my time. Usually sip on some coffee or maybe a little tumbler when I'm doing these streams, and like talk to the chat. Trying to connect with people, you know, and if there's artists on, I could ask questions, you know. But yeah, sharpening does get tedious, and then I like the way you can get in there with like really close. Do you know what I mean? With this, you don't have to sharpen. And then what's even equally as important is the eraser, this little eraser, and you know, you draw with this too. I wish I had this 20 years ago. I would have It would have just changed everything. It really would have. And they have different sizes of these too. The Tombos, invaluable. It'll literally like level up your art overnight. That's one tool I think that will level your art up. I gotta make a video about that. I was going to. I still haven't done it yet. Kind of want to make like a cave right here, maybe down here. Background. See, to me, this is like what art's all about, you know. That's what I like to do most of the time. Maybe I should think about that a little more, but I really do like drawing the characters and then coming in and like adding the background afterwards. I think it's like a whole fun process, you know. But I'm gonna try to like make an effort to think about the background maybe a little more when I'm drawing, just for the heck of it. But yeah, I think where it's at, guys, like all you artists out there, a lot of people are picking up on it, but the live draw streams are where it's at. I think you guys should be doing them, you know, at least 30 minutes a day if you can. Just pop on and, you know, do some drawing. And you can show your work, and then you can sell your work, and then that work is attached to a live draw stream, you know. Okay, we got that. Just something, you know. And you don't have to talk if you don't want to. But me, I'm a chatterbox, so I'll talk a lot. Well, nice fine point eraser. I don't have one of those. I agree. Peter Draws is a cool guy. I gotta check out Peter Draws. I don't know who that is. But yeah. Let's see here. Oh, thanks for hitting the likes, guys. You guys are awesome. Everyone hitting the like and then the subscribing. So I have this right here, and in the episode, he's seen some eyes in the beginning, and he thought it might have been. He's having these repressed memories because he's a zombie now, the undead. Let's see. I gotta work on that shape right there, so it looks kind of cool. It's gonna be the cave. In this episode, there was a cave entrance. The cave. You're a good host for sure. Oh, thanks, man. A lot of times when I do draw streams, I end up just yapping. No, that's cool. You know. I figure if I'm gonna be drawing, I might as well be yapping. And then people like myself, when you know I'm doom scrolling, there might be one of the homies might be drawing, and then I'll just start listening, and then I'll start chiming in. So all right, there's that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just trying to figure out what type of size I want this to look like. The cave. I kind of wanted to have it like all black right here. Ooh, I'm thinking, yeah, I like that. I could start rendering it like that. Doing some render notes for when I'm inking. But I want to keep it loose too, because the ink, I like to do loose pencils and add a lot of details in the inks. But I like to give myself kind of notes. You know, some people when they do the all black, they put the X in there, stuff like that. But for me, I want to do. See, 4 a.m. here. I need to nap. Keep up the cool work, brother. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, and thanks for stopping by. I don't know what time it is here. It's probably like 1 in the morning over here. I'm not sure. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm chilling. Yeah, and then I took a little nap too. So right here we have the cave, but I really want to have a silhouette of like either just some eyes popping out like that, or I want to do maybe a lion kind of just chilling like this, because I think that would be cool. Head on like that, just so you get the silhouette That's something to think about. Either or. Either or. Something to think about. So we got that right there for later. There we go. Big old lion right there. Big old kitty. All right. I seen a little thing in the my feed. It was was it Conan the barbarian? It was a puppy, or no? It was a cat. It's an AI. I thought it was funny. Yeah. That right there. Yeah, me, I just kind of, with my profession, I just kind of have naps, you know? Like, there's no real, like, I don't know. I mean, there's night and day, but I kind of just, you know, I'm just going. And then I nap. So, keep it moving. There we go. Could probably tighten this up, make it look a little better. We got that right there. So we can figure out what we want to shade that in, or if we want it light, but there's some options. You could put the tail in there like that. Just a little bit. That might work. Yeah. So we got that. Boom. One artist I really like is Walter Simonson, man. I love the way he does his shading. I love his pencils. He makes everything just have really toothy and gritty. A lot of 3 dimensions with his pencils. The way he renders, it's really cool. I think there's a lot to learn. A lot of people just say, "Oh, he's like Jack Kirby." I mean, he is, but he's like Kirby and that Sergio Topi kind of put together. And Topi does a good job with the rendering of making shapes kind of 3D, just with the rendering of sharp edges, I guess. All right. All right, let me look at this over here. Okay. Let's see here. Try to work on this side of the piece. Let me flip my board over real fast. Excuse me. All right. Maybe we'll do a little tree right here. Okay, there's that. All right, we got the tree. Get some roots up in there. Oh, thanks for dropping the likes and the faces and stuff, guys. That's cool. Trying to get the roots in there. All right. Hey, what's up, Homer? How you doing, brother? Just finished watching that Primal episode, and gave me. I had a feeling it would give me some inspiration for this piece, and it sure has. They switched up my schedule, brother. I came in. He's like, "Hey, you got tomorrow off. I got a brand new schedule." I had a really ass schedule. I really did. I liked the job, but it was the worst schedule I've probably ever had in some ways from any job. But I just kept to it, and then I came in today. He's like, "Yeah, I changed the schedule," and I look at it. It's for the next 2 months, and it's looking pretty good. I'm like, "Damn, this shit's pretty dope." So I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna probably do like maybe 2 night streams a week, and I'm gonna try to cut in some day streams. Yeah, I won't tell you about it. Yeah, I'll just kind of what's right here. Don't watch the beginning of the stream, or if it pops up somewhere, just kind of, I don't know, fast forward it or something. But yeah, I got a new. So I'm trying to come up with some new topics, man, for like day streams. Let's see. Do you like the song Symphony Number 5 and Minor Part 1? Thanks for stopping by. Very cool shrimp. Squishy Polar. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know what song that is, man. Is that like a Amadeus Mozart or Johann Sebastian Bach or Wagner or something, or Beethoven? I don't know who that is off the top of the cuff. But I was thinking of for a show I might do something about characters. I want to call it like character counts or something. And maybe like just kind of focus in on a character, like a comic book character, for like a lot of the show. So I wanted to do like some like an hour in the day, have some coffee and kind of talk about it, maybe bring on some guests. But I think that might be fun, talking about characters. Let's see. dude, you know the Vice that he told me that they will turn on you at some point. Well, yeah, it happens, right? Yeah, you know. Yeah, I don't get it. Let's see. Ooh, got to sneeze. Excuse me. I look like a dwarf right now. Oh, that's well, all they. I don't know, man. Like I'm saying, like artists need to live stream on like this, you know, do the live stream like once. Thank you, sir. You got to do the live streams on right before you jumped on. I was saying everybody needs to do live streams. I recommend trying the phone out. It's pretty cool. Um, and if you do like 30 minutes a day, I think that would really help. And then you could sell the piece. The piece is tattooed. It's tethered to the stream. So if you're gonna open up like a free art store like I did on Big Cartel, you could sell your artwork on there. And if say you're selling a piece that's from the stream, you can actually put that in the description of the product. You could say it's from my channel, from my live stream, from what date, and it actually adds to the piece. It adds value to it, you know. And I think all artists need to do that in this time. Like we really don't have many options, you know, especially with AI and stuff like that. Some people will even ask sometimes, "Oh, is that AI? Is that real?" You know. So now they can watch live and they can watch the sausage getting made, and you could reference the show on the piece of art that you're selling on your free art on your free art store. Anybody can open up a Big Cartel and get 5 products on there a month. That's what I did. I got some Butch Cleaver books on there, and for sale, I got a Nosferatu piece and a couple pieces I did of some indie comics. If you guys want to check that out, I got all the links in the description. Let's see your bonehead. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks. Ah, did it get deleted or did you not like my joke? I don't think I got your joke. To be honest, man. Let me. I don't think I've ever. I can't recall your name, but you know. Yeah. But thanks for stopping by, Bonehead. I'm the bone guy. I got the bone comics. My character Butch Cleaver. This guy right here. That's Butch Cleaver. He can control bone on a molecular level. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could try to post it again. I don't know what the comment was. I don't know if it was a troll. I kind of like the trolls in here though. They keep it fun, you know. To be real, I don't really. You'll never. Let's just put it this way. You'll never hear me say I'm offended. So it's okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. I just did one earlier about 10 p.m. Yep, I also have someone ask about buying my art during the stream. Crazy. Yes, they asked if the art I was making was AI. Like, yep, it ain't. No, exactly. No, man, I don't see your I don't see it, man. I'm sorry. It's not in there. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Bonehead. Teamy go to college. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. No, I don't see it. And if someone like if one of my mods deleted it, I would have seen that, you know. Yeah. Sorry, Bone. Don't see it. Yeah. Yo, Jack Wagon, thanks for stopping by. We gotta do a stream though sometime soon. If you're down, man, I'm gonna probably hit you up on the Twitters. Yeah, they might do an auto block or something. Because I remember there was a tweet something I used to do on a channel. I would always do like the same exact thing, and after a while, the channel like told me I couldn't do it anymore. So I had to reword it like the same thing. You gotta get clever with it, you know. I don't know how offensive you're trying to make it, but hey, more power to you, buddy. You know, I'm all about free speech. But yeah, dude, we gotta do some chill. I was thinking, yeah, I'm doing primal right here. I'm doing zombie spear versus spear. Right now, I'm just kind of messing with the tree. I'm drawing the background pretty much for tonight. And then I'm gonna start inking it. Yeah, copy and paste is used spam. Yep, the bots they're strong. But I'm trying to think of like cool, like creative, like ideas to like run with a day show, because I'm gonna probably do it like around brunch time here. So it might be like, you know, brew. I was thinking about brew for brunch. You know. So what kind of brew are you talking about for brunch? Like a coffee. If you're gonna drink a beer, like if you're a day drinker, I don't know, that's you. But I could, you know, cover some topics, but I also really wanted to. I was thinking about doing it for sure on Tuesdays, and I want to talk about Primal a little bit because I think it's like really relevant to the show. I really like Primal a lot. So I would talk about that a little bit for a few weeks because the show eventually is going to end. And then I want to do something about character. Like I literally want to go through like the alphabet of characters. I just think it's like it could be a fun way to really dive into it. Who's the big guy you're drawing? This is Zombie Spear from the show Primal. I don't know if you watched season 3, and this is him from all the other seasons without spoiling too much. But I do kind of want to have some clouds in here a little bit, so I might kind of, I don't know. It's going to kind of, it needs to get a little more ethereal. So it is good, right? Thanks for stopping by too, by the way. Arson Gamer, I appreciate it. Yeah, all you guys, thanks for hitting the like and the subscribing. I dig it. Human Calories, Primal 3 is so good. Yes, it is. It is so good. Yeah, love that show. Marianne Maxwell, hey, hope you're doing good. How you doing? Happy Taco Tuesday. Tuesdays are supposedly going to be my day off now, so probably going to be streaming late Monday nights for the late streams. XD just got out of a class at my uni. Professor killing me with the critique. Oh, damn. Hit the like, the subscribe, 100% love to help push out the stream. Thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, I think if people just get on stream and talk and draw, think about stuff they really want to draw, and then maybe whenever they can't get the crowd in for it, I think people might subscribe to your channel, because I know that's helped me out a lot over the past like 6 months. You know, if you guys are artists, just do what I'm doing. Hook up your phone and draw stuff you want to draw. You know, I think it's kind of like a way of the future in some regards. You could also do it on other places too. I like TikTok though. Or I mean, I like YouTube though. TikTok's kind of finicky. But yeah, I've been on YouTube forever. So yeah, it's a good place to network, you know? Like everybody can have their own little community. And then the communities could be tethered to bigger communities, you know? And the indie comic book space, it's pretty big, but it's not that big, right? Like it's big even globally, but not that big. As far as like the talent or whatever, the creators, you know? And everybody could kind of help each other out a little bit, respectively, if they want, you know, kind of, sort of. Be respectful a little bit. Because we're keeping this medium alive, you know? And I'm talking about everybody, the manga cons and the Bondays and Nazers and the American comic book artists or creators as well. Everybody. Yep. Dude, it works, Matt. I'm at 68 subs in 28 days. Crazy. Yeah, that's it, guys. Literally, people do like to watch people draw live. I think the main thing is the that with the because of AI now. So people might not say it, but I don't know. I think that maybe it might be a subconscious thing that they gravitate toward the human experience of watching someone draw. Like me, I love watching Bob Ross, and they're old, like what the videos are like 40 years old, maybe. Until they turn on you. Yeah, they turn a little. It's I don't know what to say. They need to maybe kind of focus on their shit a little bit. Like one of my old bosses said, he's a good boss. He said, "Stop worrying about everybody else. Worry about your fucking self." So that really stuck with me. That stuck with me a long time, and I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's solid words. Let's see here, Jack Wagon. I do renders for comics, and Discord is the best place I've seen for networking. Yeah, you know what? I haven't got a Discord. I'm gonna have to do that. Everyone's talking about that. Everybody's talking about the Discord. Yeah. I got my Substack up right now too. Alcohol, yeah, it'll do that. The alcohol will be it'll make the pure like stuff come out. They call it liquid courage, but it's just basically like if you drink too much, how you really feel, it's coming out. Simple as that. And cheers, by the way. I try to keep it at like 2 of these. No one's perfect. I get wordy sometimes. I could be an asshole. I talk a lot of shit, but I think at heart I'm a decent person. No one's perfect though. You should join Lightbox. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Lightbox is. That sounds interesting. Is it like a big app or network or something? Sorry, I'm kind of a boomerang on that. Yes, just keep doing your own thing. Don't let the haters stop you. Just keep going. Yeah, dude. And then I got like people that are friends with other people, and they're in groups that I don't like, but I don't really, as long as they're not doing anything, hurting anybody, really, like, I don't care, One of my other friends said it like, "Hey man, never, I forgot, what did he say? He said, never tell me who I can or can't hang out with. It's kind of weird, especially if you're like, trying to show people, maybe joining another channel or a guest on a channel or something, and I don't like that person. It's just, yeah, don't worry about it, man. It's okay. It's just, I'm here to show people my art and connect with other people, Same thing about politics. Politics are kind of dumb in a way. Like they're cool, but I think they hurt art, and they hurt the whole like fun. They take a lot of the fun out of art and comics and stuff, Politics could do that. I know that there is a place for them and stuff, but a lot of people they change their politics like every 7 years or so, So it's just kind of dumb. Like, so I don't really like talking politics that much anymore, especially at work and then around family. And then I'll do it online, and I obviously have my opinions, but I think it's just like a big kinetic energy suck. I'd rather talk about like fantasy, comics, sword and sorcery, westerns, history, sci-fi, cryptids. Like the list goes on, dude. There's way more cool things to talk about. Let's see here. In LA, they got a great Discord. Wow. I respectively disagree. Right? Shit happens. So I can forgive and forget. It just sucks that their deep feelings about you aren't good, especially if you really like them and you want to be cool with them. Yeah, I know, man. That shit sucks. It yeah, I kind of came to a realization about some stuff about almost a year ago, and I just kind of went, that's just kind of the way people are, You just got to be you and do you, and I try not to hold grudges, unless it's like an egregious thing. Then yeah, I will hold a grudge for eternity, but I try not to do that. Let's see here. Bonehead thinks it's actually really hard. I think there's an actual person monitoring my messages. There might be, man. There might be. Politics and art go together like wine and cake. Yeah, they can if you want them to. Let's see here. Matt Kevlar Rock. Hey, how you doing, man? Like when you're at like where you're at so far, nice work. I need to get back at it. The holidays always mess with production. Great now. I want wine and cake. Yeah, that is good. No, politics can, man. Politics can. And we're all artists are really political, and most of us are left leaning. It is what it is, you know. Let's be real. You know, all of mostly people that are doing art and music and actors, they're fucking leaning left, you know. But yeah, it's not something, we can, at least on my streams, I like to kind of avoid the politics as much as possible. I think it's just an energy suck, and there's so many different channels you could go on. There's literally an infinite waterfall of political channels you could watch that are entertaining, probably for both sides. I watch a couple of them. Yeah. So those debates, debate shows, but yeah, a lot of the people in politics too, like a lot of the politic YouTubers, you find out stuff about them, and then they switch, and yeah, that's crazy. People in real life too. Let's see, artists are very important. They're the only ones who can draw the public's reality. Matt Kevlar, Rock. I'm about telling a good story. Politics don't get into my books. They probably do on like a micro level, I think, a little bit, because that's just who you are, your politics are going to get into your book a little bit. Some people are really egregious, and they're like, check this out, It's like right in your face. Oh, okay. Omer Glitch, right? Don't tell others what to do with their channels. Constructive criticism to do better or try to do something different to improve is different than just hating on them. Yeah. There's constructive, then there's deconstructive. There's a lot of stuff. Whole lot. I'm always looking for criticism. I don't give a fuck. I love it. Yeah. Even with my comics, I got an editor, and I'm working on my word balloons. I'm going back and I'm reading stuff today, and I'm looking at like, oh, I fucked up a lot of. I gotta go back and redo those words. I'm trying to get it ready for the editor, Then he could take it and he can fucking rip it to shreds. So I would actually like people that I don't get along with. I'd rather have them sometimes read my work than my buddies, because they're gonna give it to you. They're gonna look for everything bad about it. Yeah, Jesus is God. I am a follower of Jesus, 100%, man. Oh, absolutely, Omer. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know more than I do, man. I don't know shit. I'm just a grayish, greenish metal cartoonist. Trying to get along with everybody. I learned last year, man, life is too short to walk around pissed, And it's all about second chances. I don't know about third chances though. Third chances are kind of hard. But yeah, people fuck you over, maybe give them, unless it's an egregious thing. But I try to forgive and forget. Not forget, but just move on. I really want to get that ripple in there when that spear's going into his ribs. Ooh, amen. Yeah, no, this is a definitely a follower of Jesus Christ over here. 100%. Walking around pissed drunk is hard. You be falling down a lot. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you don't want to get too drunk, and you don't want to drink all the time. Maybe once a week is cool. Twice tops. You know, and then if you're like planning out what you're gonna do when you drink, that's, you know, you're pretty strong alky right there. Let's see. Boop 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 boop. But yeah, I'm just trying to get along with people as much as I can. Yeah, just got to move on, you know. 100%. Yeah. 100%. You guys wouldn't believe me, but I actually got almost a full Dunkin' Donuts coffee right next to me. I just really want to get this. I really want to get these pencils squared away. Let's see here, Bonehead. If we are to do anything, we are to do it for Jesus Christ, even if that means celebrating with the drink. Doesn't mean the drink before Jesus. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Sometimes that means moving on for people that aren't good or on the same page. Yeah, you do have to move on. And sometimes you find the people in your life, like I've said before, like blood is thicker than water. It's not always accurate, you know. Sometimes your friends might be more family than your actual blood family, you know. And sometimes you have to, you know, for the betterment of your Yggdrasil or the family tree, sometimes you have to cut off a rotten branch for the tree to survive, you know. And that could be a family tree, or it could be a friendly tree, a network of branches, of rotten branches you might have to dismember, if you will. So, yeah, kinetic vampires, yeah. Kinetic. Well, in real life, too. You know, you could be at a party, everyone's like, yeah, everyone's having a good time, you know, and then the motherfucker walks through the door, right? The motherfucker. And the party stops, the record, and they're just the drain. That person just, give me your energy, you know, and just, I was like, dude, turn up the music, you know. Turn it up. He's gonna start talking. But I hate to say it. I'll say it again, and then it's just everybody's got it hard. Everyone's got a tragedy, right? Everyone has a tragedy. That's a song. So I don't know. Everyone has hard times too, but you got to kind of move on. Let's see here. Yeah. The original proverb is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, while the shortened version implies families are strongest. The full phrase suggests that bonds formed by choice or shared sacrifice are more significant, excuse me, than those of birth. Fun fact for you. Yeah, definitely. Glitch. Or they suck at streaming and you have to carry the whole fucking show. Oh, man. Oh, man. Also, on a side note, guys, because we're on this channel, we're big fans. We're big Robert E. Howard fans. I'm gonna put this out here like as much as I can remember, because I've got usually like 3 things going on in my head all the time. There's usually 3 different things going on. I might be ADD. I don't know. But the Robert E. Howard is the creator of Sword Sorcery. He's the father of Conan, Cole, and Kane, Solomon Kane, and his house is in dire need of repair. So if you guys, you know, it's a museum too that you can go to in Great Plains, Texas. I got the link in the description. If you guys want to donate to help restore that, I plan on going there someday. And they do a Howard Days weekend once a year. It's usually in June or July, and it's a little Howard convention, and it's been going on for 20 years now, and it's getting bigger and bigger. But that's something I definitely want to do. So if you guys want to, you know, throw a couple bucks, so basically like the foundation of the house is bowing out. It's an old like house, dude, and that's where he wrote all the Conan fucking stories, man. he wrote them all there in that house. And they like left his room the same. The typewriter's there. It's cool. Yeah, I don't stream to have a fucking therapy session. I come on for the cool art and a little laughs if possible, just to have a little fun. Yeah, definitely a little escapism, you know. Yeah, most def. It's all about, I think, about scheduling kind of yourself and setting things up, you know, as much as you can, putting time aside to maybe doing some draw streams, you know. You got to carve it out, I guess. I don't know. I guess situation's a little different, but like for me, I'm trying to look ahead, like I'm looking at the next 8 years. So I'm 42 now. So by the time I'm 50, I want to have a bunch of books, you know. I want to have a little library of BATT MURK books. So I try to work on a little bit of a few books at a time, but I also want to cut out some live streaming time, you know, so I can draw random bullshit. And all that goes back to the well of inspiration, the well of rejuvenation. You know, you want to work on a bunch of things. Omer knows what I'm talking about. Omer works on a bunch of shit too. And I know a lot of guys that do that. My buddy Preston does that. My buddy Simon Ponthier, he does that, you know. I didn't do that for 10 years, and it's just not good. I think you need to work on a lot of stuff. So, and it just like I think every piece will flourish for it instead of suffer for it. People don't want to hear about your problems. Everyone has their dang problems. Yes, sir. I'm all over the place. Yeah, no, I think that's good for the art, you know. And I think it's a good way to tap into the muse as well. I think when you're drawing too, it's all about like instinct, you know. But sometimes the instinct could be it could be wrong, but you still have to ride that instinct and step back and go, I don't know, look at it upside down, look at it in the mirror. Like that's what I'm doing with all the background and shit like that, you know. And right now I'm just messing with this tree right here, trying to get in there with some branches. But it's probably not going to work out. I might have to kind of make it just kind of come, just maybe just a branch right here, like that. Yes, the more art you make, the more changes you have to succeed. Less art doesn't do that. Yes, this is neat art. Thanks for stopping by, Anna. I hope you're having a good old time. Drawing some Primal right now, and I got a bunch of ideas for the next year. I've been doing polls, you know, and people vote on things, and for you know, I usually have battles. I like drawing battles. You know, that's my spurg. That's my shtick. I usually like getting characters that, you know, we don't always see all the time, you know. And this sometimes it might be relevant in pop culture. This so happens to be. It's what is it? It's Primal, you know. And that doesn't hurt. That's actually good for your stream, you know. If you're doing some relevant stuff, maybe you're doing Pennywise versus Vecna. That would have been a big, you know, that'll bring in some people. People will check on that. If you're doing characters people like, you know. The main thing though is to do something that you're pumped up to do. Like, yeah, I want to fucking draw that, you know, like really amped up to do it. And if it's something that's relevant in pop culture, it's just going to help. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, what I really want to do is I want to do the Howling Wolf. What's his name? Eddie from the Howling versus David Naughton from American Werewolf in London. I want to have them fighting. That was like, you know, one of the, it lost the poll, but it was second place, and I still want to draw that. I think it'd be fun. I'm going to draw that one day. I want to draw them fighting right out in front of the slaughtered lamb. I think that'd be kind of crazy. It all started with a few years back. I came up with a concept. I mean, I didn't come up with it, but I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first one, but I wanted to do heavy metal mascots matchups, you know. So you got like Eddie from Iron Maiden versus like Vic from Megadeth fighting, you know, stuff like that. And I did a couple of them, but there's only so many you could do. Also, making a bunch keeps you tapped into the process. I need to start making evergreen content like them comic reviews. Tapping into the zeitgeist of pop culture is always good. Things people are watching currently. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And if it's something that you dig, like for me, Primal, I love that show. You know, sometimes people might want to check out your stream. You know, that's why I'm drawing this. And there's so many like scenes in Primal that I'd love to draw. Little things that go down, little epic stuff. I actually want to do a series of Conan pieces, just taken out of the books, like Frazetta did, you know. A lot of people do that too, you know. I'm just so slow. Yeah. All right. So we have that. Probably gonna bring this over here. There's that. I think the main thing is you just got to keep fucking moving, you know, and you have to load yourself up with fun stuff, but be realistic. And yeah, it's the best way to I could say, you know. When are you just going to give in and do your own Conan and call it something else? Oh, I'm going to do that for sure. I'm going to do my own barbarian book. I already have a name of the character, a name of the world. I'm building that up. It'll probably be in a few years. To be honest, I'll probably work on that in about 8 years. I'll probably start on that when I'm 50. Because that'll probably take 10 years. So probably from my 50s to my 60s, I'll be working on my barbarian sword and sorcery world of characters. I'll have a main character though. I think you need a main character, you know, but I want to make a bunch of badass characters that can have their own, you know. And if it's something I'm going to work on and build like a fantasy world and world build, I want it. Yeah, it's going to be something I'm going to work on a lot. But at the same time, I will break off, and I think I'm always going to be doing these drawing streams like this. That'd be cool. But I also have a Conan story, like I'm kicking around, you know. Yeah, I've noticed something about Conan that they don't really capitalize on. So, and the older we get, the more Conan becomes public domain, more stories, you know. But I want to do an original story with Conan. I want to do like a graphic novel one day. I think I might do that. Maybe move to Europe and release it. But a lot of the time too, though, man, you can get in contact with like the rights holders, and they'll probably be cool with it. Some of them, you know. They probably will. Maybe not. I don't know. But like that's why they have like the Sumerian. The Sumerian is it's done in France, and that wasn't approved. That was public domain. Some of those stories, I believe. So Conan is public domain in certain countries. It's weird. But yeah, I definitely want to focus on my own stuff, but I wouldn't mind doing a Conan story one day. Definitely writing it and maybe doing a couple spot illustrations. I'd probably do it like prose. I don't think I would draw the whole story. I might. But I actually got an idea the other day about Conan, so I go, why don't they ever do this? I mean, as far as I know, I mean, there's like 200, there's a few hundred comics of Conan and stories, and I don't think I've seen anybody do this yet. Right. Got my tree. Oh, thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate you. I got to get some new glasses. Yeah, I got the character designed and everything. Yeah, it's just hard. It's like how do I put it to words? I start writing the story and then it's too Conan like. If you're gonna do a character like Conan, it can't be Conan, you know. So it's hard, and there's certain things that are just cool that are gonna be in it no matter what, that are gonna be tropey and predictable. But I'm trying to duck all that. Trying to for my character, you know, for the world I'm doing. It's gonna be like Elric meets Legacy Kane meets Underworld meets Robert E. Howard. That's kind of free, you know. It's gonna be a gothic world. I want someone to do Conan with where he all he does is go around banging chicks and fucking up baddies. That's pretty much what he does, dude. Like in most of the stories, you know. People are afraid of that, but that's the character, you know. That's what he does. Yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend, you know, reading the Conan stories. He only made like 22 stories, you know, and he only wrote one Conan novel, which is Hour of the Dragon. That thing's freaking epic. If they made a TV show, that would be like 2 seasons long. It's a pretty epic story, and he's old in there, and he kind of goes back and redoes a lot of the stuff that he kind of did. It's kind of like it's like Conan Unforgiven, but he's way more badass. If I did do a Conan story, he would definitely be king. Yeah, he would definitely be like in his 50s. You know, I tend to like those stories, like with characters when they're, you know, the old man, the Unforgiven stories. I like them. They're cool. They're cool, man. I'm sorry. I like them, especially as I age. I just think they're cool. But yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those. And he's definitely going to shave his beard off, and he's going to look old, and he's going to have gray stubble. It'd be like almost like an Arnold Schwarzenegger. What is it? Vehicle. If they were to make a movie. Let's see here, but not that old. Arnold's like 70. I want someone to do, yeah, Conan. Yeah, I read that. Okay, cool. All caught up. But I could see, you know, I like it's addicting, man. Like, because I wrote a Crom story, and it just kind of started writing itself, and that was the first like kind of short story I wrote, and I'm doing that, and it came up. It happened pretty fast. It's still like in its rough draft form, but I took it and then I'm breaking it into 9-page segments. I'm probably gonna make, you know, make it like 30 pages, 30 to 50 pages. But it's like you got to go back and take your story, and then you have to rewrite it for comics. So you have to take some of the dialogue out, and you might want to move some things around, and it has to be like quick. And I think with comics, they got to move, you know. I was reading half my story today when I was editing it for HELWÄR, and I'm thinking, people are probably going to be able to read this in like 30 minutes or less. It's 106 pages, but I'm reading it and I'm laughing. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I think this is funny. Hope people like it, you know. It's like, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. And I wasn't like making myself laugh. I was like laughing out loud, like, oh shit, that's okay, that's decent. But maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But that story, there's not a lot of dialogue. I didn't want it to be heady, and I kind of wanted people to like look, go do a Google search for. I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it a multitude of times. Do a Google search on Norse myth and characters, and you'll kind of figure out who people are in my story. I don't want to spoon feed it, and it makes it easy for me because I don't have to do all the lore. But that's not why I wanted to do my Norse metal biker, heavy metal comic bounty hunter. I just thought something with Conan right now. He's old and goes around to find his legitimate kids to make a small war band army for one battle. He trains them. No, that would be epic. You should write a story about it. Mine, it's not that like the story. I don't even have a story. I just have like the villains lined up, but there's no story. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, if it pops in my head, then that'll be cool. But that's something I kind of want to do when I'm kind of getting really older. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, man. If they asked me to do a story for Savage Sword of Conan, it's never gonna happen ever. But if they did, yeah, I would jump all over that shit, bro. I would be all over that. I'd make it happen, you know. Um, uh, yeah, but that's dope. There was Jason Aaron. I'm not a big fan of Jason Aaron, but he wrote a dope ass Conan this last year. It was one of the best stories. It was like two. It was two. It was in two of the Savage Swords, so it was like 100 pages, and it was real earthy and down to earth, and a lot of it was in the snow, and it had witches, and it was badass. It was almost like a story I would write. You know, I don't like what he did to Thor and the Punisher, but that Conan story was badass. Simply, it was great. One of the best ones I've read in some ways. But a lot of the thing about Conan is in the books that Howard wrote, he doesn't put him in the snow at all. There's only one story. He's mostly in jungles, and he's in deserts a lot of the time, type areas and swamps. Um, isn't there that one company that has some Conan comic that is expecting fan stories? Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on. My buddy too. He did a Conan. He worked on a King Conan story as well. But my King Conan story, he's definitely not going to be like. I don't want him. I don't know. He might be a little. He might be flexing his kingship a little bit, but I don't want him to. He's going to get out of the kingdom, dude, and he's going to go and whoop some ass. He's going to get out of there. At least that's like the first thing that comes to mind. Because part of me would want to make up some new characters, but then another part of me would just I kind of want to just get Howard's characters and put them in there, and then just make sure I'm really making sure that he's doing what Conan does and it doesn't step outside the character, because it's really easy to kind of it's easy to just follow the rules of Howard, and it's also really easy to not follow his rules as his canon. But personally, me, if I'm going to do a Conan story, I really want it to be like something that would sit up there with Howard, and he would be happy about it. He'd be like, "That was pretty good, kid. You did a good job." Something like that. I don't want to get in there and flex and change anything. If I'm going to do that, I'll just do it in my own book. But with Howard, I try to find the guardrails of what he did. And the ones that stretch out pretty far would be Tower of the Elephant, where you could see, uh, with the whole like sci-fi angle and stuff. That's a sci-fi story, and it has aliens in it and spaceships and shit, and that's in Conan. Let's see. I got to get rid of this real quick. There we go. Because I got that. There's no way that that'll be in front of the cave, because the cave's or behind the cave. The cave's in the background. But I think Conan is like the ultimate badass. I think he's the coolest character ever made. After hearing all the stories. Yeah, and the movies, dude. What's crazy is like the movies don't even. He's not even like that, really. You know. And the first movie is a straight up Cole movie. That's King Cole. Yeah, he totally made a Cole movie, and it's dope, but it's not Conan at all. There's a lot of purists don't like that movie. I can see why. It's definitely way different than him in the books. And but still, it's cool. I think he nailed a pretty decent Howard world. He made a good, like him being a slave. He was never a slave. Tulsa Doom isn't a Conan villain. That's a Cole villain. All that stuff is in Cole. Conan's villain is Thothamon. And in the his number one villain is Thothamon, but he never really deals with him. That's what's looking weird. So strange. But what I do like is there's some cool sorcerers that are that get kind of resurrected and brought back to life. At least in two of the stories, I think. I can't remember. At least Hour of the Dragon, and then the other one is I forget the title. I think it's Black Colossus. Yeah, the sorcerer that gets reincarnated or resurrected. He's like 3,000 years old in Hour of the Dragon. That's a big thing. And then I think it's Black Colossus, if I'm not mistaken. That dude's probably like close to that too. They're almost like mummies. They're almost in a way. They're almost like I think of like Bram Stoker's Dracula. You know, when Gary comes back, but in the Mummy, you know, but it's sorcerers. They come back and they're like, you know, what the fuck's going on here? And then they try to like seize power again. It's pretty interesting. Wasn't Conan a pirate at some point? Yeah, dude. And I like pirate stuff, but when I was thinking Conan, I don't really imagine him as a pirate, you know. So I was just like, it's not really my thing. But when I read there's only 3 Conan stories that where he's a pirate, and they're the shit. They're not even really they're pirate stories, but they're so good. Like Queen of the Black Coast is one of the best stories, you know. I actually tell people to read that story. That's like the first story I recommend to people. It's probably not even my favorite, but for some reason, yeah, that's like my gut. Like, yeah, let them read Queen of the Black Coast. It's good. It's really like, it's real believable too. And he's pretty young in there. He gets his whole world fucked up in there. Everything. It's the most one of the most hard hitting stories. For me, I would say it would be Queen of the Black Coast and then Beyond the Black River. Yeah, and also like 75% of the Conan stories have the word or titles have the word black in it. And Hour of the Dragon, that one's Hour of the Dragon and a little bit of the Scarlet Citadel, because those stories are very similar. He gets his ass handed to him, and then his kingdoms get taken over. But the Hour of the Dragon is the most fucked up. They slaughter tons of his people, and he has to come back. It's brutal. Yeah, it's because he's a pirate, but he's a barbarian pirate, you know. So it's not really, you know, it's not the same type of like Pirates of the Caribbean, you know. And then there's you know another story I think called The Black Stranger, where he deals with pirates. He fucks with those fools, but he's not on a ship really too much. Oh, also no, I take that back. He does some pirate stuff in 4 stories. So he does in what is it? Hour of the Dragon. Because in the whole thing about Hour of the Dragon, that I think Howard wanted him to kind of come back and do a lot of the stuff that he did in his former life, you know. So he does some pirating in there. You know, he does a general in there. He's basically searching out for a jewel through the whole story. So he's kind of going back and reliving some of his type of job titles, if you will. You know, he has different job titles. So when he starts out, he's a thief. Then he becomes a mercenary. Then he becomes a warlord. Then he becomes a general. Oh, and also a pirate in between there as well. Then he becomes a king, and you know he's all those things. So it's crazy. And the thing is about the pirate stories, like he gets on the boat and then he'll go to an island, you know, and then half the book is on the island, so it's not really on the seas that much. So it doesn't really feel too much like a hard hard line pirate story, you know. They end up going somewhere and then they get off the boat and then something happens, you know. It's almost just logistics, really, in some ways. That's how I kind of felt most of the stories when he's doing the pirate stuff. But like with what is it? Queen of the Black Coast. In the beginning, they do a lot of like it goes pretty quick, but her and Conan, they have a lot of big adventures, and it's probably that might even be like maybe a year or two where he's just with her, and that's his lady, bro, and they go around and they're doing pirating, but they kind of describe it like it's almost like he kind of describes it almost like in a montage where they're just kind of going around and whooping ass and taking names, getting gold, getting booty, all that stuff. And then they've end up going to this jungle place, and the water there is like poisonous, and there's these bat demon people that are there, and he has this like ethereal vision, and it's crazy. You gotta check it out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, I'm not saying all of them are like, but it doesn't feel like it. He doesn't stay there too long. Like, it just keeps moving, you know. And you got to think too, it's a pirate, but he's a pirate that's from a lost civilization. You know, it's not like what we have as far as like privateering and then those type of pirates as well. Let's see. But another, like, for me, like a tearjerker is Queen of the Black Coast and Beyond the Black River. That shit's, I don't know. And then the horror, like, people don't really talk about it, but the horror of Conan, man, there's a lot of horror in there. They're not really horror stories, but there is some horror parts that break it, that break in and out of the stories. And just like the stakes, man, they're always raised. Like, things are so bad, and then they get worse, and you're just like, no. That's why I love the stories. It's like, no, not that, no. Like, you're rooting for him. There's another one too. Like, he gets crucified. I think it's like A Witch Shall Be Born, or there's like this witch, and she has a twin sister, and the twin sister, or she's a queen, and the queen has a twin sister, and she's a witch, and the witch was raised by a wizard, and they like got rid of her, and then she comes back and takes her sister's place and becomes queen. And Conan is like a general, I think, in her army, and she gets rid of him, and there's a big, it's crazy. It's like one of the stories I think they use points for the Cole movie. But yeah, he gets crucified, and oh man, the way he just gets out of there, always getting his ass whooped too. One of the stories, he actually gets his ear, like half of his ear, like partly ripped off, like it separates from his head. He's fighting a demon. Yeah, and there's this like a city that's out in the desert, right? And all the houses are like, they're all connected underneath, like these tunneling systems, and the tunneling system goes into this demon's like center of the city, and the demon comes out like, he's kind of like Pennywise, where he comes out every so, like, maybe once a month, and he feeds on everybody and then kind of goes back. And he's like this slimy, sluggish, disgusting flesh mass that kind of floats around. When I think about it, I think of like that thing in John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China that's flying, like floating around. But anyways, Conan fights one of those, and the whole city is just drugged up. They're literally like on drugs the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, really, really well described too, man. Really, like the way he describes the worlds and stuff. Just very, very, very um inspirational. Okay. It's funny too, man. The more you read too, like the better writer you're gonna be. And if you're reading things you like, you're gonna get better. You're gonna get inspired by uh, things that you like reading, and it's gonna make you a better writer at the genre you like. So if you're reading Philip K. Dick, you're probably gonna write pretty good, sci-fi. or was it Philip K. Dick or whatever his name is? Let's see here. Yep. And if you can't read, then get audiobooks. It's the same shit. As long as you're attaining and retaining that information. So if you can retain the information in the story that someone read to you better than you can retain the information in the story that you read yourself, then use the audiobook. Everybody attains information differently, you know. If you're reading a book and you got to keep fucking reading it like 10 times because your reading comprehension sucks, then get the audiobook if it helps you get the information for you to retain, and you can speak on such knowledge of the book. Whatever helps you get it in that brain, you know. It's all mechanics. It's funny too because how people are smart or whatever, it just has to do a lot of time has to do with their fucking memory, you know. Some motherfuckers got photographic memory. Like me, I have a horrible memory. It gets worse. So, and then a lot of times I'm drawing, so now I'm looking for audiobooks. That's like my new thing. It's like a radio show, man. So cool. They got tons of Conan books out there on audiobook. Just they don't have that many that are really personally like read that great. Got to keep it real, you know. My personal opinion, you know. I think that more people should do Conan stories, like read them out like a radio show, get really good voice actors and do it. I think it would really be cool. Heard a little bit, but I don't know. It's weird too with Conan. I imagine like him with an American accent because Howard was American. I don't really imagine Conan speaking in a British accent, you know. Like, and that goes for all the characters. I remember watching some just watching some movies, you know, like sword and sorcery movies and fantasy movies and stuff, and I'm like, kind of really depends on the writer, you know. If the writer's an American, you know, like Howard, like I really do expect him to kind of sound more American. You got to remember, this is from a time period that was like hundreds of thousands of years ago, so like they wouldn't sound like British people. Let's see here. You should do it, dude. Yeah, right. Oh man, that would take hours and hours. Yeah, I know a lot of people do it and they have a Patreon and stuff, but yeah, I can't. I'm working on something though right now for something. I don't know if I'm not gonna comment on it for sure, but I'm working on something and I'm gonna try to do it, but I gotta come up with a good concept and I gotta execute it right. And if I can't visually or psychologically come up with the concept of what I want to do with this type of thing, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I do it when I read the comics. Yeah, I do the cringe voices. I don't know. I think it kind of adds a little spice to it, even though if it's cringe. I figure people can take it or leave it, you know, laugh at it or whatnot. Kind of just hear the sounds in my head. But I don't know. Maybe a couple cats, maybe some characters would have a British accent in Conan a little bit, you know. But I don't really, not Conan himself, and for the most part, most of the characters, you know, I don't really, you know, imagine him like that. But Solomon Kane, yeah, he's definitely got a British accent, you know, because you're starting to get into the real world, you know. You're trying to jump ahead 100,000 years. They're funny. Fucking cringe, bro. A little bit of cringe is all right, I guess. I want to draw something with Congo. Remember that movie Congo with the gorillas? Yeah, that's cool. Gorillas never get old, you know, or monkey men and stuff like that in Sword and Sorcery. Like they have a bunch of that shit in Conan and in Primal. Never gets old. I think it's just because we're so close to them, you know. The primates. Howard, like fucking tons of them, dude. There's so many. That's like a big part of the writing is like the evolution of primates and whatnot, and having species that are around at the same time. You know, different primates and whatnot, and different hominids, and you know that are coexisting with Homo sapien. There's tribes that are still like mid evolution. He has a lot of his stuff is about evolving and devolving. I think that's brilliant. I didn't even know all that. It's far out, man. It's pretty heavy. Because Conan is he's a descendant of the Atlanteans. He descends from coal. And what the Atlanteans did was they over it was a flood, obviously, you know, and Howard does a flood in it from uh from that era, and during that's the Thurian age, and the Atlanteans they go into like caves and they devolve and they turn into like cave people, like cavemen, and their IQ goes lower, and then they get out and they get in, you know, after a while, like thousands of years, they come out of the caves and they start, you know, getting on land and hunting and gathering, and then they start evolving again. They start getting smarter, and then they become the Sumerians. And that's just kind of it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I dig that. Just more. It just adds more to it. You know, if you read the I think it's called the Hyborian Age. It's like an essay. They talk about all that shit, and again he set up his most of his world building. He did world building before he started writing. Howard did. So if the father of sword and sorcery could do it, then I'll see why not. I can't do it, you know. Yeah, you got to get all your stuff lined up. You get your timeline going. You got a bunch of characters that you want. You maybe have some that you're never going to use, but are badass, you know. And you know, maybe break it up a little bit. Have some wars. Set up a little bit of climates. That's something you could do like on your lunch break, or you can have AI do it like really quick. Not me though. Never that. You got Ben Affleck on Joe Rogan talking about AI, saying it's moving too slow, and people aren't, you know, the companies are trying to put information out there that's taking jobs, but really they're not. But it's like I don't know. I don't agree with that. It is taking jobs. Let's see. All right, probably gonna draw some more vine drip right here. I'm trying to start working on my other comic tomorrow. Trying to get the pages done. Yeah, right. Dude, pages like right here. My other story. Not spoiling too much. Pure tanning right there. Trying to come up with some new vampire designs, you know. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do some vampires. I gotta put my best foot forward. I'll do something a little different. Yeah, right. I tried to do it blurry so I wouldn't spoil. All actors will probably be out of a job in the next 10 years. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to blur that. Didn't want to spoil too much of Puritanian. I don't know how long the book's going to be, but I tried to make a bunch of different vampire designs and stuff. And different ways they move around. Just trying to switch it up, you know. You think of like what Guillermo did with the Strain and its precursor, Blade 2 with the Reapers. He was doing his thing, you know, the bone hearts and the mandibles and the tongues that come out. Oh, that's brilliant. A lot of people slept on the Strain. That was a really good show. Very good. Was it the best show ever? No. Was it awesome? Yeah. Is it worth watching? Definitely. Lord of Alcatraz, thanks for stopping by. Hey. Stump Troper. How you doing there? Have you ever done a Spawn? Yeah, I have done a Spawn. I actually have a short. There was Todd McFarlane did a competition about 2 years ago. I wish he would do it more, but it was basically like, you know, he did a competition for people, any artists out there to land a cover. He was going to pick 4 artists, and oh man, it was just hundreds of awesome artwork, you know, like piece of submissions. So many artists out there. But I did a piece for that of Spawn. I have it in my shorts, and then I took one of the songs off of the Spawn Iced Earth album. I forgot the name of that album too. It was called like the Dark Cycle or the Dark. I forgot the name, man. It escapes me. But the song's in my head right now. But anyways, I do like a behind the scenes where I show how I make the drawing, and it's basically like you get the meatball head version of Spawn, you know, where he's got the shoelaces in his face from when Batman threw the batarang in his face from the crossover, the Frank Miller crossover, and he's fighting Clown. He's having a battle with Clown in the piece that I did, and he's shooting a big gun at Clown while Clown is in mid transformation into Violator. So at that point too, when people were putting out their submissions, nobody was doing the meathead. I didn't see anybody have maybe it's a big maybe. Like when I submitted it, I had one person that did a meathead Spawn. I always like meathead Spawn, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do fucking meathead Spawn, you know. And then I wanted to do something that I hadn't seen to the way I want to do it, is him fighting Clown when he's transforming into Violator. And I like drawing brutal action, so I did that, and I thought the piece turned out pretty good. But no, I didn't win anything. But yeah, I have drawn Spawn twice, or no, wait, 3 times in my life. When I was a kid, I used to read Spawn, but I was excuse me, I was terrified of drawing Spawn. He was just his costume and everything. It's just so I forget the word. It's scary. It's not scary, but it's scary to like look at. Like, damn, I don't want to fuck it up. You know, another character like that is the Darkness. You know, I've never drawn Darkness either. I want to, but it's a lot of little pieces. You know, I really dug that show. Oh, let me fix this. Let me see if there we go. Yeah, man. He picked one AI by accident on the controversy. Yeah, the Spawn show was cool. But yeah, I dig Spawn. I'm actually reviewing the new Spawn series too, if you're still there. The Spawn the Dark Ages by Liam Sharp. That series is dope, man. I got reviews of that. So, hey, how's it going, Minoa? Thanks for stopping by. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Yep. Do you think if Spawn and Doom got in a fight, who would win? I think Doom would win. Yeah, he's pretty OP, man. So is Spawn. That's just from like my gut, just judging by without having to get in and write a story, you know. But yeah, it seems like Doom's pretty powerful because he's kind of like a cosmic. He's got cosmic powers, and there's, you know, when he gets the Infinity Gauntlet, and Spawn's power does run out at a certain point, you know. And he has cosmic powers too, but without having to write a story, because I can make any character defeat any character. Just give me a day or less, maybe even an hour. I don't know, because any character could defeat any character in any comic. You just have to, you just got to write the story, you know. No, the Spawn contest, that one AI piece that won by the artist who uses AI to make the. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of yeah. Unfortunate series of unfortunate events. Maybe that's why he didn't do it again, dude. I was thinking that now that you mention it. Maybe he was just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that again, you know. There's too much AI out there, you know. It's hard to tell these days, so I'm just gonna have other people do my drawings for me, or, you know, my covers. So maybe he was just kind of over it. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. I checked out your Spawn content. Nicely done. I seen one of your shorts of it. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, 12 likes. You guys are awesome. Again, thanks to everybody for liking and subscribing. That's cool. Yeah, Spawn, that's like, to be honest, Lord Alcatraz, I wish I reviewed Spawn, like, oh man. Yeah. For some reason, Spawn is like gold. It's YouTube gold. Like, for any of you guys, just to let you know, Spawn can be YouTube gold. Spawn, Batman, and Conan. Yeah. It's just because they're like kind of our archetypes. Also, Spawn has like gunslinger Spawn. People love that shit. You know? Because I got a lot of views on my Spawn videos, and I haven't really done that many. But the thing is, when I was reviewing them, I wasn't digging the books, you know? So I got off. I stopped doing them. And then I didn't like the artwork. It was boring. I get bored. Like, I don't know, man. The comics each issue has to check a certain box for me. And it's not really that much. I just want action and a decent story, you know? And if people are going to be blabbing a lot, then it has to be important. When you're doing a comic, if people are going to be talking a lot, it's got to be important, or it's going to have to be entertaining dialogue-wise. Otherwise, you're eating up the space, in my humble opinion. But Brett Booth took over, and the artwork is really good, you know. And I wish I had jumped on and just kind of started collecting when Brett Booth did. I wish I jumped on Spawn, the Gunslinger Spawn #1. I wish I jumped on that. That shit's fucking dope. Yeah, you could go and do Spawn content. You could build a whole channel on Spawn content. No fucking problem. You could build a whole channel on different on a Gunslinger Spawn if you wanted to. No problem. No problem at all. But right now I am doing Dark Ages Spawn, and he's doing 6 issues. We've done 2 reviews so far. I'm looking forward to do the 3rd one. I'm also reviewing the Indomitable Hulk. I'm really into that. I can't wait to read it, and the art is great. We're doing Battle Beast. We're doing Barbaric, and we're doing Conan. I'm also doing Punishers right now. There's one more Panosian Palmiotti Punisher story, and I'm reading the mainline Punisher too. And that one's like barely, like, it's okay, you know. So I'm doing a lot of comics reviews right now. Just no one's really reading comics that much anymore. But I don't know, man. I kind of had like this weird feeling like people are going to start reading comics again, probably in the next couple of years. I don't know why. I have a weird feeling. Yeah, the Nick Klein one. Dude, I slept on that one, bro. I slept on the whole Nick Klein series, you know. And I just jumped on the new one that he's doing, which is where it's a villain. It's not even Hulk. It's Hulk and Banner have been ripped from Hulk's body and mind, and, you know, they're gone. And now there's this evil Lovecraftian eldritch demon that controls the Hulk's body, and it's going around recruiting other demons and behemoths across the earth, and he's making a super demonic Lovecraftian monster army. Excuse me. And he's got a city of the dead that's, you know, that's in like the I think it's in the Ozark Mountains or something like that. It's fucking metal, dude, and the art's so cool. Sorry guys, let me catch up with y'all. Yes, evergreen content, you got to, man. The Crow, people love the Crow. I would love to go and pick up all the Crow stories. It's a fun character. I would love to do a Crow comic too, by the way. I'd like to do a Crow comic, an Evil Ernie comic, just like a series, maybe like 6 issues on each or something like that. Before I die. The Crow would be good. Evil Ernie would be cool. I'd like to do a Lobo story. Yeah. Lord Alcatraz. I like the the Predator comic crossovers. I seen bits of the one with when Wolverine got on him. Yeah, I heard of people complaining about it, and then I seen someone I seen like someone on TikTok, like a review of it. That looked dope. Like for me, it looked entertaining. I would definitely read that. I thought it looked cool. But the thing is, I don't really agree with people all the time on a lot of the stuff, so it's kind of weird, you know. I'm back again. Hey, how's it going, Polar Bear? You, how you doing there? Me too. I have to go back and pick those up. Yeah, dude. And I'm looking at the issues. If I were to go back and pick up all those Klein, I want the singular issues, but I think it would be like $300, and I'm just gonna wait for the trades. Problem is, the trades are only putting like 6 issues in each trade, and they're putting out like one every 6 months, so it's really slow. And I think there's like 30 issues or more. So I'm kind of waiting for just the omnibus. I'd rather just get the omnibus. I also want to go get all the Savage Sword of Conan omnibuses. I want to get the Solomon Kane omnibus. That's out right now by Titan. I'm probably going to buy the Solomon Kane one first, just because it's just one, you know. I like Solomon Kane. He's just him and Cole just as much as Conan. Yeah, they're all equally just as good. Or Alcatraz. I'm the same way. I thought Elden Ring was incredibly mid. But Battle Beast, oh, I love the Battle Beast, man. I never read any of the Incredibles. I just watched the cartoon, and I liked that character Battle Beast, and I guess that was a fan favorite, so everybody loved that character. He's like a lion Lobo almost. And the series was the comic series was awesome, so I'm definitely gonna be picking that up. Really dug that. That was a fun read. Yeah, Invincible's great. I mean, he does kit bash a lot of characters, but he does have some diamonds in there. He actually does, and his shit's entertaining. It's entertaining, man. And at the end of the day, entertainment and cool always wins out over everything else, you know, with comics. So, and it's weird. You could actually collect a lot of comics because a lot of the times they're fucking late. Like they don't stay on. Most comics don't stay on schedule. I'd say half of them kind of fall off, you know. So, yeah, there's a lot of books, you know, so many. Yeah, there's one called Cul-de-sac by Wayshak. It's like a vampire book. I missed out on that one. Yeah. Invincible's great. I remember picking that book up just on the shelf, looking at it and wanting to collect them like 10 years ago. But they were so deep. Like I think it was like issue 100, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I was just looking at the pages inside the action. It's like, this is fantastic. This like brutal fight scenes, you know. And a lot of comics, man, they don't have a lot of action anymore. They don't. It's a lot of talking head stuff, especially if they have like the propaganda, like woke tards and they're writing it, you know, the SJWs. It's a lot of crap. So you got to be careful. And there's, you know, it's probably like 85% of the writers in there really put their propaganda in there. So you got to be careful. And much like, you know, Netflix television shows and television streaming shows, you'll watch a season, and by season 3, and I was already up on game on this like a long time ago. Usually by season 3, they start projecting their propaganda into the stuff, you know. So then I'll stop buying the book, or I'll unsubscribe. or I'll just stop watching the show, you know. But things are getting better, man. They're starting to learn that like that shit doesn't the 99% of the population ain't with that shit. So and they're losing money. They're hurting real bad, like all across the industry. So shit's starting to get better again a little bit. People aren't saucing like they used to. I definitely agree. Thanks for being so based. You know, it is what it is. You know, got to keep it 100. You know, it's bad, dude. It's you know, that's why I don't like talking politics because you know a lot of the times everyone knows they put it in art, they put it in academia, they feed it to your kids, they put it on TV. It's all in the program. We all know that. That's why, like, when I'm talking about it on my channel, I could go fucking off on it, but I don't want to. I want to talk about fantasy and sword and sorcery and comics and sci-fi and westerns and movies and all that shit. You know, we already know all that crap's out there, and it needs to change. People aren't. Stranger Things didn't turn away from that shit. Yeah. Did you see that like meme where like Vecna's dancing? That's just funny as fuck. That shit has me dying, son. I'm just smacking my knee, like laughing so hard. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got kind of bored with Stranger Things. I ain't gonna lie. I like started watching like I got all caught up and I was like, yeah. I just kind of fell off. I never finished it. I don't know why. It's like, yeah. Let's see, it's been leeching into games. Now I'm an OG gamer from N64 up. I see right through all of it. Oh yeah. I started noticing it like basically when I started watching YouTube, you know. Like, what the fuck is this? And they just kind of sneak it in there, you know. Yeah, it's a deconstruction of the American family unit. That's what they want to do. They want to make men soy and weak. Yeah, it kind of, and then you know, at a young age too, and they want to foster that. That way, they could kind of keep us scrolling, keep us high, keep us drunk, keep us wanting the munchies, keep us impatient. You know, keep us honking on green lights or on red lights. Go. It's like, dude, the light hasn't even turned green yet. Everyone's so impatient. I mean, look at that. You know, like you look at the programming. You know, even Netflix is telling the Affleck and the Damon, yeah, you're gonna have to repeat the plot 4 times. You know, people forget they're on their phones. You know, it's true. I mean, it is true. Did you see the meme T-shirt called "Simple Things" with the face being retards? No, I didn't see that. That's funny. They made a new Star Trek TV show. I heard it was up there. Yeah, no, I think they made a couple of them, bro. It's embarrassing, you know. And who's kind of based that's on the left a lot is Bill Maher. I've always enjoyed that guy. He's funny sometimes. He says some funny shit. He got me with religulous. You know, I am a Christian and I have my own beliefs. You know, what we talked about earlier, but he's funny. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. It's just kind of it's in these parts of YouTube. It's you've seen my channel. I've been around for a few years. You kind of know how I stand politically, and you know. Let's see here. Much love from your Muslim brothers. I don't have any Muslim brothers. No. So let's see here. Dude, watching you stream makes me want to stream. You should go stream. Yeah. You should. Get that poke right there. You think you kind of figure the world out, but you really don't know shit. But now I think I kind of do know. I think I kind of figured it out. Yeah, once you go, yeah, it's gospel at this point, you know. It's 100%. Could you add a beef in his mouth? Whoa. Insane drawing so far, man. Do you plan to color it, line art, etc., or just use graphite? I'm going to use graphite, then I'm going to ink it right after. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Garci TV. Yeah. And then I might do some pencils at top of it too. Yeah. How does inking in real life compare to digital? In real life, you could feel the scratch, you could feel the tooth. You could really get in there and you could feel it. Digital is really fast, but also with digital, you could zoom in so close that it doesn't matter at that point, because when you're printing out stuff, it's going to get smaller, so you're not going to need all the fine details. It's not readable. So you have that. So you're going to be dealing with that. You almost want to have road guardrails when you're drawing your stuff to where you can't zoom in too far, because it's irrelevant. Another good thing about digital is that you could change things. Like, I don't like the head right here. I could take the head and move it and reposition it. You could do all that. They have built-in perspective rulers, so you could have everything going in there. It's really quick. It's real fast, but there's a lot of problems with sometimes with saving digital. Like, there's problems in the cloud. Like, there's glitches where you lose work. So I'm not a big fan of that, and I bought a new tablet, and there's already problems with that. I got to restart the program and thinking like, fuck this, I'm never drawing on this shit. So there's that. 2, this is the biggest one. You could sell your original art, man. You could sell your original art. You can't sell digital art. It's not the same thing. So, part of me wants to start working on like a digital comic too, just on the side, like a side one, because I'm working on 3, but I wanted to but I don't know, man. I don't know, Grand Imposter. It's just, it's too chancy. I just don't want to lose any work. I don't like losing my work. It really chaps my hide. Is Bibanta, is the golem from Narnia? Is that the golem from Narnia? I like it with beef in his mouth. No, that's this. You like that beef? This is Spear. This is Zombie Spear from Primal season 3. If you guys haven't checked out Primal, go watch it. It's the best show on TV in the last decade. And this is Spear right here. And there's no language in it, so it's international. Everybody could watch it, So it's just the same guy. It's gonna be kind of like a dream sequence in a way. But I have to come in here and I gotta incorporate some more clouds and stuff, some more smog, But the episode that came out tonight, I had to put some of that in there. Gracie TV, and thanks again everybody for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thanks for hitting the like and the subscribing. I use Ohuhu markers primarily, and when I line art, I have such shaky hands and I gotta take deep breaths, but the details are insane. Yeah, if you have shaky hands, grab your hand like this. It really helps. You know what I'm saying? And then take the deep breath and then just blow out, and then just get in there and get real aggressive with the lines, and then get a good ink pen like this, where you can go thick to thin like nothing. These ones are the best, dude. These they come in 2 packs. You can get them everywhere. The Fudonosaki from Tombow. These are awesome, and you gotta do it, and you gotta get kind of aggressive with it. Like that's what worked for me. I would sit there and go, I draw the line, and I would mess it up. And then one day I was like, I got mad and I got aggressive, and I just went. And now that's what I do. Whenever I'm throwing lines, I throw them, and I don't move, and I just lock in, dude. It's something that you have to feel, and then you get it one day. And I was always hoping I would get it, and I never would, and I finally got it after years and years. But yeah, you gotta go at it kind of aggressively. Unfortunately, that's the best way I could describe it, I guess. Let's see here. But yeah, and then I do that. I grab my hand sometimes. If I'm inking, if I'm drawing, you get that support. You need it, Grand Imposter, what genre or work are you making? Art of fantasy. This would be fantasy, yeah, pulp fantasy. It's from the cartoon on it's on Cartoon Network. It's called Primal. You got to go watch it. It's Primal, but it's it's rated R. It's pretty gory, but it's great. It's great, man. Go check it out. Lord Alcatraz. Did the same guys who make Samurai Jack made Spear? It's Genndy Tartakovsky. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. ISB Banta. I don't like beef. Okay. Yeah, I had some ribs tonight. I had some baby back ribs and some St. Louis ribs. Yeah. My wife made them. They were delicious. Yeah. She actually made them in the crock pot and the steamer. Yeah. I told her, don't make those ribs. I'm going to make those ribs on the barbecue. And then she said, no, I want to make them. I said, you know what? All right, go ahead. Take a crack at it. It was her first time making them. She cooked them. They were so good. She made them frozen too. I don't know how the hell she did it. Wow. I don't know how the fuck she does it. Excuse me. Kind of jelly, to be honest. Because I get my ribs. Real quick. We're gonna do a little rib detour. I get the rib, usually baby backs or St. Louis. St. Louis are really good. I flip them upside down. I get some pad, or I get a paper towel, and then I rip the membrane off. You want to rip the back of that membrane off so it doesn't get caught up in your teeth. And then I season it. I do a little bit of Worcestershire, mustard, garlic salt, paprika. Rub that in really good. Kosher salt, black pepper. Put that on the grill. Barbecue sauce. I make a bed of like foil. I put that right on the Weber. I grill that for 25 minutes. Then I open it up, put some sauce on it. I flip the ribs over and I keep it on on this foil like raft, And then yeah, man, I just keep kind of flipping it over and kind of babysitting it, and then I just keep adding barbecue sauce to it, slathering it, and I get apple cider. I get apple cider. I usually use like the Martinelli's, and I get it in a spray bottle. You can go get a spray bottle from Dollar Tree, right? And once it's done, I take it off. I lay the ribs out on a cutting board, and then I cut every rib individually. Then I get sauce, and I put sauce all over the ribs, and then I individually sauce each rib, and I roll it. And that way, when you're serving your ribs to everybody, no meat gets lost, So that's the way I do it. And then also when I'm barbecuing it, I throw wood chips in there, so you get that smoky flavor. Let's see here. My mouth is watering. My confidence and energy is reference to inking. Oh yeah, definitely, dude. 100%. So like right now, I need to get my confidence on the brush. I haven't that, and then the nib too. I have zero confidence with that. I have more confidence now with the Tombos. This I don't have much confidence, a little bit, but I got to get back to that. I've seen you using this too, and I haven't used this in years. So that's something I got to get back up on. But that always goes back to, you got to be willing to fuck up. A lot of people are not willing to fail. They're afraid to fail. And it's just, you got to not care. You got to just do it. It is what it is. You got to make the jump. You just got to say, F it, It's the only way we grow. It's the only way we can develop new formulas, is by trial and error. If you want to get the defined formula, you have to do trial and error. That's what science is based on, trial and error. We can base our learning processes as humans as well on trial and error. Don't be afraid to lose, guys. I'm not saying you need a merit badge when you lose, but don't be afraid to lose, learn, get up, do it again. Yes, mistakes happen. Nothing white paint or whiteout can fix, right? I got some white paint right here. I don't think I ever use it. Dr. Martens. Shit, I'm gonna bust this out one of these days. Yeah, I probably gotta add a little water to it though, because I bought it and I never used it. Rapid iteration. SpaceX's motto for a reason. Yeah. Like, like the whole like the goal of you could put your mind to anything and you can put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. That could get you pretty far. It's not 100% right. You can't do anything, but you could do like a lot of stuff if you really get like aggressive with it and you really want it really bad. You could do it like almost anything. You really can. You just got to get a little aggressive, and you gotta get some balls. You know, I don't know how else to put it. You got to just say fuck it and get out there and do it. You know, it's the only way things are gonna get done. How did you get into art like this? Me, I just started drawing. I've been drawing since I was like 3 years old. I was drawing Batman, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula. Those are my boys. When I was like 3 years old, I was always drawing those guys. And then I love comic books, so I just always loved drawing. Yeah, and then with drawing now, you just have to draw every day. It's just a skill you get. Anybody could do it, in my opinion. Splatter that white sheet. um, yeah, right. Jay Lee and Sam Keith. Yeah, for me, Sam Keith. That was the Max was my comic growing up. You know, that was the one I could draw. I wouldn't draw Spawn or any of the other guys. I was like, ooh, that's too hard. But the Max I could draw. You know, back in the day. I haven't drawn him in like years, dude, like decades. But I would always doodle him like I could, had it down. It was okay. Yeah, right. Not on tour. I wanted to put like you know what I wanted to put right here? I wanted to put like a T-Rex skull, but it just would be too big. I mean, I could do like this whole side right here could be a big ass skull. I wanted it to be obviously Fang, Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Could put a lion head right there. That'd be pretty brutal. Um, but yeah, there was those, maybe even like the top part of the skull. Frank Miller, Sin City. Yeah, Frank Miller. Oh man, that's another one. I could maybe just do like the top part of the skull of the because the head's just too big. I could probably get like the nose part and some teeth in there, just to kind of get like the idea of Fang. Like she's right there, I have a weird feeling that they're gonna bring Fang back in like one of the last episodes. Let's try to rough this in and see if I can get in there. Yeah, I mean, she is kind of small. She does seem like a small T-Rex, but I don't know. Like when you do see T-Rexes in real life, like they're not as big as they were when I was a kid. So when I see him like riding on her, um, yeah, they're not as big as I thought. Yeah, you too, brother. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, maybe I can. It's getting late, huh? Even if it's like a raptor, I was thinking even if it's a raptor skull, you could kind of you know, kind of know what it's representing. Spear, I guess. Maybe I'll just kind of do that. I don't know. A lion skull would be pretty badass, though. It's hard to say. I guess we could leave that for now. Like that. I think like the nostrils are huge on these things. Something like that, like really big. I have no idea. I just kind of remember it having massive nostrils. Probably do something like that, and the teeth will probably be. Might have to get out of there with those and maybe bring them down a little bit. Let's see. Get rid of those again. Got to move real quick with this eraser, otherwise it'll smear. There we go. I want to get this. Yeah, I've been going for a while. I want to get this ready at least so I can start inking it on the next stream. 12 likes. You guys are awesome. There we go. Probably be even bigger, like that. Yeah, it's really small, but I might be able to. I might be able to juggle it in there. Yeah, I don't know though. I'm kind of not feeling it. Damn. Yeah. Not really feeling it too much. Not really feeling it. Could leave that for now, I guess. I really don't want to though. Yeah. Either way, it could be just like a T-Rex skull, sort of. On top of it. Oh, 12 likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for you guys for stopping by and chatting and whatnot. Hope you guys are having a great Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. All right. So we're getting there. We got that right there. Kind of like it's turning into like a primal smorgasbord at this point. But I also wanted to draw kind of like some kind of like geysers or crater or whatnot of not a crater but little eruptions, I guess, coming out of the ground. Maybe it's a geyser. I don't know. But I needed it to be kind of dreamlike. I'm kind of losing that right now. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not supposed to be that way. I'm just going to mess around a little bit more. Sorry, guys. All right. Trying to throw around some ideas for the smoke. smoky concepts. Got that right there. This part's kind of fun but tricky at the same time. Yeah, I don't like that. Just kind of messing with some shape language. Trying to figure out where I want to put some smoke at. Yep. Try to work that smoke in different spots. Smoky. Just basically going to be doing some adding and subtracting right now. Smoke. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to start taking some out. This is where the adding and the subtracting kind of comes in. All right. That smoke in there. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have Hulk in the new Avengers movie. That's great. That's pretty wild. I hope they bring back Edward Norton. It's a rumor, anyways. That might be kind of cool. I think that his Hulk was the best movie ever. Yeah. Right. Try to clean that up a bit right there. These little smoke clouds in there. All right. There we go. Like that. Gotta chunk this. Gotta have big chunks. Get all up on the side right there. There we go. A bit of that. Make it look a little ethereal, you know. We could really get in there and do more too as we're going. What we can get away with. It's starting to. Hey, what's up, Stevie England? How you doing, man? Greetings over there on the side of the water, side of the lake. Side of the pond. I'm doing pretty good. I'm having a good day today, actually. Can't really complain. Not really. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to finish up these pencils on this piece. Trying to add like a little bit of smoke and that dream aesthetic. I was trying to get a little too I don't know, homage, I guess is the word, to episode 2. So it's starting to lose like that idea that I had for it. There we go. So I'm trying to keep it in line with what my original concept was for it. And that's what we're doing right now. Okay. There we go. Gotta have that. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just kind of subtracting some stuff here and there. Gotta draw with the eraser, right? Drawing with the eraser. Just adding a little more stuff to it, you know. Go watch that new episode if you can. It's probably going to be on YouTube tomorrow. It's on HBO right now and Cartoon Network. Ooh, thanks for the likes, guys. 15. Woo, that's crazy. Crazy numbers right there. You guys are awesome. Oh, yeah. I like drawing smoke and clouds and stuff. So excited for tomorrow. I'm off work. There we go. To relax for a little bit, sleep in, hopefully. It's good to sleep in once a week, you know? Get that day where you sleep in, you know? Get that recharge. There we go. All right, I gotta get rid of some of the. Start getting rid of some smoke or some stuff over here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, we can go this way. Okay. That's usually what I do a lot. I like to throw it in the borders, you know. Or you can throw some board in, some smoke around the borders. You can kind of sell fog a little bit like that without it having to cover up the whole picture. Yeah, I've done that a bunch of times. Let's see here. Right. There we go. We'll get rid of. Take some of that out right there. Subtracting. I need to get some more erasers. I'm down to this one and my last one. I think one of the kids might have taken the other half of it. Always borrowing stuff and not bringing it back. Okay, there we go. There's that. Okay. Right. I feel like too, if you do the borders too, it really feels like the smoke's coming in, you know. It locks it in a little bit. It might not be perfect, but it's definitely, I think it'll sell that like it is dreamy, you know. Definitely dreamy. It's not perfect, but yeah. The what I'm trying to get across is that it's kind of dreamlike. Because obviously these two guys can't exist in the same time because they're the same person. All right. Unless it's a spell. right? Unless it's just, they're doing some sword and sorcery shit. So, sword and sorcery shit. I said sit. Oh, sit, man. I thought it was Solomon Grundy. Thanks for stopping by, Jinx to Fox. Dude, Solomon Grundy's badass, man. I actually had a concept of a Batman story I wanted to write. Everyone's got a Batman story, at least that does comics. And Solomon Grundy was going to be one of the cats in there, you know, one of the main characters. He don't get enough love. Thanks for reminding me about Grundy. That's a DC character I really like. I always forget about him. Yeah, and you could really do a lot with that character. They could really Hulk him out and make him stronger, even stronger if they wanted to. He's pretty strong though. He's more about mysticism rather than science and gamma. Yep. But anyway, sorry, that's spear and that's zombie spear from Primal, and they're getting down. I haven't seen the episode yet, but one of the new ones, he definitely loses his skin on his hand, and it's just like bones. And I kind of wanted to turn that over to bones. I think that would look kind of cool. But I don't know. I might leave it as is. Yep. So there's that right there. I might be able to work something in with this. Let's see. I want to have some more clouds up in here. Maybe coming down from up below or above. Myself some options right there. And then I kind of wanted to do something like that where big one of these where he's kind of his movement is like bursting through the clouds or through the fog. I don't know if I could pull it off, but we'll try to do that. I might have to do it like come up like that. It goes. Let's see. All right, this thing's getting a little confusing right here. A little messy. Masquerade Silly. Hello. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day today. Kind of looks like he busted through it a little bit. But I think we're kind of like where we need to be at. Been going a while. As far as where the smoke needs to be. Got this big chunk of fog down here though, so that kind of. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna put that T-Rex skull right there. Yeah. Gotta sell the size of that. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm super duper slow, guys. Sorry. Super duper slow. All right, so here. Getting there. I think it's just about ready to be inked. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, it's pretty busy, but I think it's okay. I think it's gonna be a fun piece. Definitely got my style, comic booky, little cartoony at the same time. That's what I was kind of going for when I first started drawing the piece. It wasn't looking enough like Spear. I had to go and do the reference. Like, dang. So I had to redraw the face. I did like the other face a lot though, but I don't know. It just wasn't Spear enough. Same thing with Zombie Spear. He just wasn't there. But now I think we kind of got it. I'm gonna draw a little line face real quick because next time we stream this, shoot, I don't know what's gonna be next. It might be during the week or it might be Friday. Probably Friday, maybe. I don't want to have to really draw anything. I just want to get in here and start inking. I got this line right here, so I might even shade him in a little bit like that, and then I could leave the background white behind him. I could start doing different types of rendering for this. Sometimes you gotta add and subtract details too. Some things shouldn't be as detailed. All depends on where you want the eye at, you know. Yeah. So we gotta. What do we do tonight? I was yapping a lot. We did all the backgrounds tonight, so that's done. I wanted the skull in here at the bottom. That's pretty much what we got right there. We got some type of T-Rex or raptor skull. That's just like a nod to Fang, you know. That's yeah. So we got that. A little bit of tree in there. Some a little bit of lions right there. A little ancient city. And then we'll add more too. I just got an idea. I think I want to do something. So with this movement right here, I want to kind of do one of these. See if I can do it. There we go. Kind of looks like he's moving through a little bit of fog. A little cartoony. There's that. think we got it right there. We got the pencils all good to go. We can start inking this up next. I might do a morning stream or another night stream, but thanks everybody for watching. Going about 3 hours. Gonna start heading off to bed now. Thank you again, everybody that's hitting the like and the subscribing. Again, as always, I'm saying thank you for that. You guys have a great Taco Tuesday. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. And most importantly, if the artist isn't starving, then the artist isn't hungry. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep it metal.